In this video series, we've already spoken about words with Arabic origins. I also brushed on the notion of branch in linguistics. Now, I'm suggesting to use both ideas to succinctly compare two languages from the same branch. After this quick intro, let's go to our usual charade. The word I'll tell you about is linked to the greatest bestseller of all times. Our word sums up old times and a kind of garden. Rings a bell? Come on, let's put an end to this ordeal of yours. We'll talk about Eden. I should start off by telling you that Eden has two different origins. It can indeed be both a name and a place, in which case our word has Germanic origins, but we're gonna leave it at that with this one. The Eden we'll focus on has Hebrew roots. Well, you might be tempted to ask me what the relationship is between Hebrew and branches. Now is the time to branch out into the field of linguistics. Linguists have created families of languages, gathering them according to their similarities. But in the same family, you can find branches. Languages on the same branch share even more traits than languages in the same family. The traits they share are both grammar and words. It's the case of Hebrew and Arabic. I won't take on grammar. Instead, let me focus on a simple, yet important detail, without delving too much into it. You need to know that one of the traits that Hebrew and Arabic share is that they don't need to write vowels. If you'd like to know more about this, you should take a look at trilateral roots. So I selected for you a few everyday words that mean the same things. They also needed to have very similar pronunciation. Disclaimer, I don't speak either languages, so don't trust me on pronunciation. Let's start off at the beginning. And since we're whirling together in an alphabetical wheel, what's more meaningful than to open the ball with the first letter in the alphabet? Aleph and Alif. Doesn't it remind you of Alpha by chance? Like Aleph and Alif, Alpha is a first letter, the first letter of the Greek alphabet, and it was precisely Alpha that was used to create the word alphabet. Now, after the start of the alphabet, the start of the day. What do we as humans do when the day starts? Well, one of the things we do is we greet each other. To be more exact, hello uses the common word for peace. Just like us, the sun rose, but I won't dare pronounce it for fear of sounding like a fool to natives of both languages. Fast forward at the end of the day. Layla, who gave us a first name and the title of an Eric Clapton song? Well, Layla means night. Let's keep moving. If you have a young son, you're putting him to bed because it is now nighttime in our story. In Arabic, son is Ibn and Ben in Hebrew. Yep, just like Benjamin, the well-known first name. To conclude this 6-word series, maybe you called your son Moses, which is Moshe or Musa in one of our Semitic languages. A little note now. These words all come from common ancestors. They're not words that were recently borrowed. They are part of the proof that Hebrew and Arabic both stem from the same language, which is to say that it's amongst other things with an analysis of the words that scientists have decided to file both languages on the same linguistic branch. Whoa, entangled as I was in my branches, I completely forgot to tell you about our word's origins. Eden might be coming from another Semitic language. Some say that it started off as a geographical name. It meant prairie or grassland, in other words, a place both flat and well irrigated, hence the idea of a fertile land. Great, we did it! Now we are brushing against the closing wall of our humble garden. But I couldn't let you go before showing, as usual, a new lexical, followed by a quote that I hope will make your day. Remember to stay curious and catch you soon for the letter F.